Hey guys, it's Aubrey from Muttley Plans. I hope everybody is having a good day today and also had a good week this past week. I figured for this Sunday's video I would do my currently inked. Yeah, so let's just hop in. I've got 7 pins that I've re-inked with different things. I got 2 carryovers from last month because I didn't write them dry and I wanted to. And then also for this month, since it's been a month or two since I told y'all what my forever matches, I guess, pins are that you don't see that often on the channel. I'm going to also show those to you. I don't want to do this every month because, well, frankly, it might get a little bit too repetitive seeing the same pin, the same ink, stuff like that. But I think every few months, just for people who are newer or whatever the case may be, I think I'm going to every couple of months just show them again and talk to you about them. Alright, I am using my dip pin. It's a Jacques Urbain, I believe it's the black one, to do my swatches. And then I've full disclosure, it's July 4th, happy Independence Day. I'm going to swatch with this, and then I am actually going to write stuff out on the pins because they've already been inked for a few days. So, without further ado, we are going to start off with Pannonia Patina. So this is not a new ink. I have inked this up before in my Hong Dien in 7. But it's actually inked up in my pardon me, in my Thomas Edison, or my Edison Beaumont, not Thomas Edison. So this one right here, I wanted to see, this is my 1.1 stub, and I'll take it out and hopefully have it in frame for you, but it's my 1.1 stub. I wanted to see how I felt about this ink in a thicker nib. So that's what I did, and so this is my Edison. And I can't spell Beaumont, so I have to cheat. It's on the side of the pin right here. And then it's a 1.1, and then it is Pannonia Patina. So for this ink, because it was currently inked not the month of June, but I believe the month of May, and I talked about it. It's beautiful ink. It just goes down very light. I think I am liking it a little bit more in this 1.1 stub. I just don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see if I'll actually use it a whole lot or not. But yeah, so that is my first ink and pen pairing. Put that back. So my next victim is going to be, let me go ahead and do my Isabella. Where is it? Okay, is this, it's a new one. It's Vinta Isabella. It is very much a shimmer ink. I don't know if you can see that as well, but like it's very shimmery. It's got a lot in it. This ink is very interesting because, I'll stir it around a bit. But this ink is very interesting to me anyway, because it goes down as like a little golden, brown, gold. But then as it dries, and you can kind of see it here, hopefully, as it dries, it actually takes on more of a pink undertone, which is very interesting. I have this. It doesn't match at all. So sorry for those of you who are like, no, the pen must match the ink. But I wanted to see what this looked like in my broad nib, and I currently only have one broad nib. And it's in my Franklin Christoph 02 model. Yeah, and it's in a broad nib. This is my favorite, or one of my favorite pens. Honestly, I don't think out of the 3 pens that come to mind, that would be in the running for my favorite, I don't think I could choose between them. So, but I love this pen. And it is a Franklin Christoph. And it's an 02 model. And it's in a broad nib. And again, the ink is Vinta Isabella. And I actually really, I like this ink quite a bit. You can't really see it right now, maybe a little bit, but the pink kind of peeking through. I'm really hoping that when it dries, it doesn't make a liar out of me. One thing I've noticed is this is definitely a shimmer ink, but it's definitely got a lot of shading, I think is what you call it, where it's kind of lighter up top, and then wherever your downstrokes are, or the lower parts, anyway, of your writing tends to be like darker and more saturated. But it's a very interesting ink because I don't think I've had a ton of shimmer inks that I've done quite like this one. So I'm interested to see how I feel about it. Yeah, we'll see. So, next, I am going to pull out probably an oldie but a goodie. I don't think I had this one inked up last month either, but it is not new. I have had it inked up before. It's Van Diemen's Birds of a Feather Hummingbird Wing. And honestly, this is a green. It's a shimmer ink. But this is a green that I am sincerely thinking about getting a bottle of. I haven't fully committed. I'm going to see how sad I am when I use up all of this sample, but it's a very distinct possibility that I will be getting a bottle of this in the future, because, I mean, I like it a lot. Like, last month I took a break from it. Oh, well, we made a mess. It's okay. But I kind of missed it, and so I brought it back, and it's just this wonderful dark green that has some shimmer, and I just love it. I did ink it up in my Jinhao Century 100 in the colorway Guava. It's got a fine nib on it. Yeah. So Jinhao. Oh, and I think I messed my spacing up. That's okay. And it's got a fine nib on it. So yes, another shimmer ink for the Jinhao. For as much as I dislike this pen, it does handle shimmer very well. So, and then this is Van Diemen's, or Damon's, I'm not sure. And then it's Hummingbird Wing. Well, I messed that up. That's not gonna be, we're gonna pretend like that's a lowercase I mean, Hummingbird. Okay. So, here we go. Yeah, I just really love this ink. And you can see as it dries, it kind of gets a little bit lighter, and it's a great ink. I'm gonna wind up buying it, I'm sure. Alrighty, so next up, I am going to do my Natami. So y'all have not seen my Natami for several months, but it is inked up in Diamine with Diamine Autumn Oak. So bring that in. And this is a beautiful color. I'm not really sure writing-wise about it, but it swatches very prettily. So this is Diamine Autumn Oak. And then it is inked up in my Natami Clear and Rose Gold. I love this pen. This is another great quote-unquote budget pen. I know if you're new to it, you might be thinking 20 bucks for a pen is not cheap, but in the fountain pen world, that is very, very cheap. And I will say this one, you can kind of see, I'm going to hold it up. So you see that spring mechanism right there? Watch this. So I am not 100%, and have I really looked into it a whole lot? No. But I think that spring mechanism right there might be similar to the cushion cap that an Esterbrook has, right? And I believe that helps keep this from drying out. And I will also say, for a $20-$25 pen, I'm not sure what tariffs did to this, right? I have never, knock on wood, had a hard start. It's always been ready to write, all of the things. The reason I have not written with this the past like month or two and you haven't really seen it is because I was actually sitting with my friend at church and I let her borrow it, and she mentioned how much she liked the pen and the ink color and stuff. And I was like, well, bet you can borrow it and just, you know, write it dry if you want. And so it took her a month or so to write it dry, but she loves it and she's actually buying another one. But I did tell her, you just have to give it back. Like, I'm not giving it to you, it's a loan, and stuff. So, yeah. But this is my Natami. And I love this. I love this pen so much. And it is... I only have one, so honestly I'm not going to put the clear rose gold part on it. It's a Natami. What else do I want to put on there? Oh, it's got a fine nib right there. And then it's inked up with Diamine's Autumn Oak. I did not spell autumn correctly, so we're just gonna go ahead and have a mistake in here. All right, and that's by Nate Tommy, and it is inked up with that Diamine Autumn Oak. Looking at my current palette and honestly thinking of the other inks I'm going to show you, I am ready for autumn to be here. The coziness, all the things. I get like that mid to late summer. And so I definitely chose colors that ring more autumn. I'm not sorry about it. I'm really not. But yeah, it's definitely more of an autumny palette going on right now. All right, my next one is going to be inked up in my SD. So it is this Dominant Industry Maple, which is a beautiful color. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Especially, I love how some of these swatch. Like, really gorgeous. Like, so. There. So, this is Dominant Industry Maple. And it is inked up in my Esterbrook SD and Botanical Garden. And for this, I'm just gonna put SD. And then Botanical, not that I have any other SDs, because, I mean, in the grand scheme of fountain pens, it's probably mid to lower price range, but for me, it's expensive, personally. And I do have a fine nib on this. But I will say SDs are worth the hype if you've got a little extra money and you don't mind spending, it. If you got like $200 laying around, stuff like that, and you're wanting a nice fountain pen, SDs are great. Estes or the Franklin Christoph. I don't think you would go wrong there, personally. All right. And then it is not Dominant. No, yes it is. Dominant Industry Maple. And I'm sorry if you hear a little bit of life going on in the background. I was sick this week, and then, like a good wifey, I gave it to my husband. So he woke up this morning and was like, oh my gosh. So I'm getting over whatever I had, and he's just getting into it. So you might hear him in the background. He is playing and just trying to relax and all that goodness. Goodiness? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. But anyway, that's what he's doing, so yeah. We are enjoying our time together. Next is Papier Plume Maroon, and somebody commented on one of my other videos that Papier Plume is a small paper pen shop deal in New Orleans, of all places. And yeah, I went on their website and stuff and looked around. I didn't buy anything, but I just think it's so cool. I love when I get these inks from the lesser known shops that are small. I love supporting smaller shops when I can, if I can. Sometimes financially, I mean, it's kind of the nature of the beast, right? Where sometimes it's just a little bit too expensive for where you're at, what season in life you are. But I definitely think if you can financially support small, that should be your go-to. If you can afford to spend a little bit more, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, I'd never fault, okay, I can't say never, but for the most part, I do not fault these smaller paper shops that have like are a little bit more expensive than these bigger ones, because if you think about it, like when they're having to buy stock and everything, I'm very respectful that they can't get like 100 pins and get like this wholesale price or whatever. Sometimes they can only afford to do 20 at a time, and so it's naturally going to be more expensive for them, and then they have to price mark stuff so that they make some sort of profit. So yeah, anyway, that's my, I guess, thoughts on shopping small. If you can do it, you absolutely should, because I mean, small businesses are just fantastic, honestly, in my opinion. Anyway, so this is my, oh, by the way, it is inked up in my TWSBI Espresso Bronze, beloved birthday present from my husband. It does have a medium nib. One thing I will say, because I've got another TWSBI that's permanently inked for the year that I'll bring out later, but this one is medium, and so is my other TWSBI. This one writes very thick. It's almost like a broad, and I like it quite a bit. I like it. It's smooth, all of that. But it does write a lot more broad than my other medium nib TWSBI Espresso. Me and my dyslexia will figure it out, right? Right. Okay, and it's a medium nib, and it is inked with Papier Plume Maroon. So Papier. But yeah, I had kind of sort of heard of Papier Plume, but honestly, I didn't know anything about them until that commenter commented that, hey, yeah, this is a small shop in New Orleans. And I got to looking around. They have some really cool stuff. Stuff that I wouldn't necessarily buy, but they have like 200-year-old diaries or something like that. And I was like, I mean, I would never. I'm just not in that tax bracket and never will be. But that is so cool. Some of the stuff that they have is very niche. And it's feathering a little bit on the Stalogy paper, but it was really neat to go in and look at it. And, I mean, not that I needed another reason to try and pitch to go to New Orleans, but now I know, that that's there, so that whenever I do go to New Orleans, me and my husband, in the future, when we have a little bit more, money, I am definitely going to make a point to go here because I love small stationery shops. Anyway, that's what it looks like. I will move on. I know I'm being very chatty. All right, I got one more new ink, and then we'll get into the what is that? Holdovers? No, that's not right. Carryovers. There you go. So this is Noodler's Atlantic Salmon Highlighter. Very pretty, but it's kind of like she's a 10, but she makes a mess. I don't know. She is so pretty. You know, and I'm not a huge pinky person. I know I tend to always have at least one pink in the lineup, but yeah, this one is not bad dry time wise, which this is probably one of my first Noodler's inks that didn't have a long dry time, but she makes a huge, like, she bleeds through a lot. Okay, fine, make a liar on me. You know what, I'm gonna put it back. But anyway, I've noticed she bleeds through a lot more easily than other inks, usually. Maybe she's just having a good day today, I don't know. Alright, and this is in my Jinhao tin, and it's my white and gold one, but I only have one Jinhao tin, so I'm not going to even bother. It's got a fine nib on it, and then it is Noodler's Noodler's Atlantic Salmon highlighter. With my ugly handwriting. That's something I've noticed with my Jinhao, is that my handwriting, I mean, it's not amazing to begin with. Sometimes I, you know, feel like, oh yeah, I write very good, but then like I write with this and it crashes me back down to earth. Because look how bad that is. Pardon me. But yeah. Anyway, so that is my Jinhao tin in Noodler's Atlantic Salmon. All right, and now we are going to move on to my carryovers, which you won't be shocked, but these two are seriously dating. I do have a correction as well. So somebody commented on my last video, I think. I made a mistake. And they were so kind. But I made a mistake. These are Hongdians. They are not Mahjons. My lovely Mahjons are these right here, which we'll get into in a second. But these are Hongdians. It's still, this one's the N8. This one is the N7. They have different types of ink converters in them. But these two, I still stand by, are great pens. They're around the $20 mark. And I love them quite a bit. They are comfortable. I can write a long time, especially with this one. I could marathon write with this one right here, this N8. This one's not quite as comfortable as my N8, but it's still a good pen. So anyway, yeah, that is my correction. These are Hongdians, not Moonmans and not Mahjons. These are Hongdians with an H. Anyway, yeah, so I'm not going to do a big swatch of them, but I am going to just do a little swoop. So this, of course, is in Ferris Wheel Press, and it's Bluegrass Velvet. And this is a Hongdian N7 right here. You can't see it, but I can, so that's good. But it's an N7. This is a piston fill, which means that it actually holds quite a bit of ink. And I just didn't want to take the ink out of it. And also, I mean, look how great this is. And Bluegrass Velvet is like chef's kiss of blues right now. So, yeah. This is going to be inked up for the foreseeable future. I think in my last video I said they are dating seriously, and they are. So, yeah, you won't see this one probably for a few months, or as long as I want to have it in Bluegrass Velvet. But yeah, loving it, and loving this pairing. The next one that's going to be a carryover is, it's Diamine Burgundy Royale, and this is in my Hongdian in 8, which is, I love this pen so much. Like, honestly, this would be the pen. This would be the pen if you're like, hey, I just want to spend about 20 to 30 bucks, whatever tariffs did to it, right? This would be it. And you don't have to get the red maple one. They have a white one that's got feathers on it. And it's silver trimming. And then I think they have a black one that has a bunch of smiley faces and peace signs on it or something like that. Great pin. 10 out of 10. Anyway, but it's got Diamine Burgundy Royale in it, so that's what it looks like. Yeah. And I just, you know those dark rich reds? Yeah. I love those for this pin. And it's a medium nib. Because I'm not going to put the pin info down here. I just don't really feel like I have enough room, and I don't want it to look overly crowded. But yeah, so this is Diamine Burgundy Royale. And it is in my Hong Dien N8 Maple. Next, so now we're getting into pretty much my forever and always inked. Well, okay, I'll actually go with my ink of the year, which is, this is my TWSBI Rose Gold. I love it. It's got a medium nib. It is inked up with Jacques Urbain Violet Imperial. And, oh, it's gonna not do right for me. Come on now. You know you wanna. She's a little camera shy. So this is the ink that I decided for... Wow, you're not wanting to do nothing. That I chose for the year, for my yearly, journaling. Come on. Yeah, like I said, a little camera shy. This is not how she usually acts. To be fair, I have not, written quite as much. There she goes. Come out here a little bit. Anyway, but this is my ink of the year, and then I keep it in this TWSBI because I tend to use so much of it that, like, it just makes sense. And it's Jacques Urbain, and it's Violet Imperial. But yeah, so when next year comes around, and no, I haven't started thinking of my next ink of the year, but this TWSBI Cream and Rose Gold will be inked up with a different ink that will serve me for the year in my year-to-year journal. Because honestly, I like having that, because then when I do my year-to-year journal, when I'm looking back, it's easy for me to be like, oh yeah, that's this year, this is that one, stuff like that. So I've really been enjoying it. Yeah, we'll see what ink I choose next year. But yeah, and I do love this. My husband bought it for me at a stationery store in Denver, Colorado last year. Right? Yes, last year, which, great. Good stuff. This next one, this is my Workhorse. So I'm getting into my, like, every single day I use them pins. I haven't used this one in a couple of days. So, because I'm winding down at work. So I haven't had a need to use it because I haven't really had any patience. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll see if this actually works. But this one is my Majohn Moonman, and it is the A2. It's either the A2 or the A1. I think it's the A1, but it doesn't say. So here it is, and it is inked up with whatever the heck blue. Actually, I do know which blue it is. And so it's writing a little bit wonky. But this is inked up with Pilot Iroshizuku Asa Izeo, maybe? And it's a bit of a hard start right now because, oh, that's almost painful for me to write with and watch. There she goes. But usually I don't have these hard start problems with it. However, like I said, I haven't had to use it the past few days. So, I think that's how you spell it. So that's why it's looking a little rough. But yeah, I'm really, I love these pins. They're about the $30 to $40 range, but if you're wanting something that is very similar to a Pilot Decimo, without the huge price tag, then this one would be good. You might be wondering, hey, why do you have this tape here? This body is a plastic body, and so with it being a plastic body and with me using it every day, the plastic body actually started to split. And I am too cheap to buy a new one, especially because this one works just fine. So I took some Leuco tape, and if you are a PT, athletic trainer, or anything like that, you might know what that is. And I just like wrapped it around the barrels tightly to hopefully keep it from continuing to split. But yeah, this next one is inked up with a mix of Jacques Urbain, Pearl Nior, and Noodler's American Eel. And I mix it because American Eel gives it a very, very dark color, while that Jacques Urbain kind of tempers, or, well, so it's mostly Jacques Urbain with a little bit of Noodler's Eel. Jacques Urbain dries very, very well. It's just a little bit lighter than I want. And Noodler's Eel, as Noodler's inks tend to be, takes a long time to dry usually. So I mixed them. And I actually got something that it still takes a little bit longer to dry than if I just inked it with Pearl Nior. But it doesn't take as long as if it was just inked with the Noodler's Eel. How that works, why it works, not 100%, but it does. And so that's what I do. This will always be inked with a black ink, but this is my Majan or Moonman, and it is my A2 in the matte black. I like the matte black look. I will also go ahead and warn people, and I colored it in with a black black permanent marker, but these, I don't know if it's all the matte blacks, but this one at least, I click it so much that it actually scratched here, and it had like a silver line, so I just colored over it. So if you're somebody who would really be bothered by the scratches and stuff, then matte black may not be the way to go for you, but I will say I really like this. It's very sleek, and it honestly, it's more comfortable. The Moonmans or the Mojans are a lot more comfortable to me than the Jinhao 10 personally, and I think it has something to do with the clip and how it narrows down here. On the flip side, my husband, who has like paws for hands, not tiny hands, he likes the Jinhao 10, so do with that what you will. But this is a mix of American, or we'll go with Pearl Nior. And this one's not writing well either. And I did use it yesterday. And, oh, there it goes. And it's like you just have to press a little harder for a second. Pearl Nior and then American Eel. But yeah, so that is all of my pens, and all of them are inked. Yeah, I really am enjoying this palette right now. There's a few of these inks that I'm currently like, not like overly like crazily impressed with right now, but I'm excited to see how that changes and evolves as I get to use them, because I have been a lot more intentional about journaling and everything this month already. Granted, we're only 3 days in, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this goes. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, maybe think about giving it a like. Maybe give me a follow if you would want. And then also let me know, like, what inks did you ink this week or this month that you're most excited about using? Me personally, I am the most excited, believe it or not, about this Franklin Christoph Vinta Isabella. So we will see how that goes. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.